Anyone, how's it going? BlueRiser here. Today's breakdown is going to be for the All Might and One for All battle. So both characters have gotten a unit, one being EX, one being Smash Fest. So first one to cover is the All Might one, and this is the Smash Fest All Might. So this is All Might's second Smash Fest. And how does this one compare to our first All Might? We'll talk about that in a second. Let's get over to that discussion of the Smash Fest All Mights. Now, actually, their stats are very similar, both being attack types. But I have to say the playstyle is a bit different for both of these All Mights. All Might isn't really a fast attacker, and I haven't really tested this one's attack speed, but he doesn't seem to be the quickest character. Something that most people probably will take this as a negative is he doesn't have a dash movement. Instead, he has a guard. And when you guard, you take 0 damage. It's flatline 0. This All Might has just a bit more attack than our green one, with both of them having defense under 4500, but again, it's a savable thing. You don't really have to worry too much about that. Then we move over to this All Might's passive, which is kind of weird in a way. He cannot suffer from attack and defense down. So, okay, cool enough. But then, all damage is negated by 20%. At least that's what I think it means. We haven't really had a character like this, and if there has been, I obviously don't know which one they are. But it's an interesting stat to have. Overall, I think both of them are very good units and switchable. Our green All Might debuffs enemies after his special attack, and this one buffs our allies while debuffing All Might, only for a short while though. Only 5 seconds does he get a debuff to his speed. So the debate over which one is better, I think they're both good. I think they're both top tier at best. It's just this All Might, United States of Smash one, because he has that guard function, he plays differently. And because of that, I think some people can see it as a negative because they'll be used to doing the dodge movement, and the dodge is very useful. But in this case, you kind of have to adjust yourself in a different mindset. It's a totally different skill set than dodging. You have to block enemies straight up, and that's the biggest issue is, especially for like the All for One EX event, you have a bunch of enemies attacking you at once, so you can't just get out the way. This guy doesn't have maneuverability, he just has raw power. But even then, when faced against a bunch of buffed enemies, he kinda is gonna get his ass wailed on. He needs other people to help support him. I mean, that's, I guess, an overall great theme, right? So he has that flaring weakness of mobility is lower because of it. After his special attack, his speed goes down. He can't dodge out of the way, so when you swipe, and especially if you instinctively swipe to get out of damage, it's going to feel a bit weird to you, especially if you've never had a guard character. Tokoyami is one. I believe there is also a Shoji that can guard as well. Then we move over to the special attack, which is United States Smash. I assume most people aren't watching this and they haven't watched the episode or read the manga. I'm just gonna say it up front, it's kind of obvious. I don't think there's much need for a spoiler warning, especially since I've already talked like for at least 3 minutes now. And as I said before, his special attack increases all his allies' attack and debuffs his speed for 5 seconds. It's not a bad debuff, not at all. Now obviously if you're in a pinch, you're kind of screwed. Like if you're surrounded by a mob and you somehow didn't kill everyone around you, you're going to probably get messed up a bit. But again, remember, all damage is decreased by 20%. Now the United States of Smash is a way better special attack than the previous All Mights because it's so direct. It's right in the enemy's face. And the great thing about it is that first punch is a great stun. It stuns most, if not all, enemies. So he comes in with the first attack and then he uses the second one. It's absolutely beautiful. It does massive damage as well. Then we get over to gadgets. He has 8,000 attack, right? That's a big amount of attack. In reality, you would just need about a 10% increase to his attack to get him to 10,000 if you've done training with All Might, which I assume you have. So now you have All Might with 10k attack. Great, perfect. And his health isn't really a problem. I think his real issue, what he suffers at, is the speed and his defense. Even though he's reducing damage by 20%, enemies can pile up on you fast, especially when you're not dodging out of the way. You need more defense for this guy. If anything, I think a 15% increase to his defense is necessary, or something that gives him his advantage over intelligence types, the purple types. Like, he's a great character, but it's not going to really help you if he's not on the field as long. I think he's best played in multi-matches, if anything. While the other All Might can carry himself solo pretty well, the green Smash Fest one I'm talking about, this one not so much. He can't really carry himself that well, just by himself, unless you're used to the guard movement. Again, it all comes to that. I believe most players aren't acquainted with the guard as much as they are the dash. It's going to be a bit weird. But yeah, that's it. He's obviously a great character, but he has flaws. There are flaws in this character. Can you fix them? Yes. Unlike others, this one's going to take a bit more time to not really learn, just get used to. Then we move with All For One. Pretty cool, he's an EX and not like an limited EX, that way he's not too hard to get. I assume he's probably going to get a limited EX sooner or later. But in the meantime, I'm glad he's an easy unit to get. Or at least easy by the standards of getting an EX character. And so we had, who was the last EX? Was Mount Lady. And then the one before that was the Tokoyami. This Tokoyami was famous because he was the highest attack free EX unit you could get at the time. Now, All For One has broken that. All For One now has 7,000 attack, which is 400 more than the Tokoyami we have prior to this one. Prior to this unit, I should say. With 5,000 health and almost, well, it's like 4,000 defense. I wish it was a bit more, like 4,200 would have been really good, but whatever, 4,000, I can deal with it. His characteristic is he cannot be affected by status ailments. This does not include debuffs, I believe. It just includes like burn, poison, sleep, that kind of stuff. Then we move over to special attack, which is obviously the best of quirks used to defeat All Might. I think they could have gone a step up with this one, and when he does it, like a wave of energy or something like that hits the ground while he's floating up and he debuffs his enemies. I think that would have been really crazy, but I can understand with 7,000 attack and then he debuffs people and then he goes for a really crazy like high multiplier special attack. He'd be wiping the floor and it'd be like, why even pull for regular units at this point, right? So I can understand why he doesn't have that kind of thing, but just think about it, that'd be really crazy. But as I was saying before, he lifts up into the air. He lifts up fairly high too, at least the top of the screen, and then he comes down as fast as he can and does massive damage, and it has a wide radius. It's a pretty good special attack, all I have to say, because it has tracking as well. Then we move for the gadgets. There's not too much to talk about for this guy. I think you could just give him a bit more defense. Around, again, 10% is good. That way, it's going to be around 4,500. Again, that's my good sweet spot. I think most characters should reach that point. And seeing how even like Smash Bros. All Might doesn't reach 4,500 defense, that's why I think that number is good. Because even like Smash Bros. Characters barely touch that when they get to defense. Unless it's like a defense-oriented character like Kirishima or Tetsu. His health is pretty decent as it is. His attack, again, you can increase this. You can easily get this guy to, again, 10k just like All Might. If you have some sort of gadget that increases attack type units, that would be best for him. In fact, Jiro's boots do that. Speaking of which, I want to try to make a comprehensive guide, or at least list of really good gadgets to go for. I don't know, maybe if you're on our Discord, I want to ask for your help as well for that kind of thing. But yeah, overall, you just have a really decent unit here. He really doesn't have much faults besides his sort of lowish defense, but again, it's not crazy low. 4,000 is a good number. Just 4,500, if you can get him to that point, would be optimal. Other than that, both of them, very good units. Obviously, All Might has some weaknesses, he has some flaws, but that crazy attack, that increase of attack after his special, really does help out, especially in multiplayer. Leading with this All Might would be the best option. And then All For One, a good farmable unit. Get him to 99 luck if you can. I find that his event is kind of hard actually, even on some of the lower difficulties. So really do jump into multiplayer to get this All For One. Other than that, we're done here. Did you guys watch the episode? Obviously, it's a bit late to ask that since it's the end of the video, and if you haven't seen the episode, hey, welcome to spoilers. With no context, this really means nothing. Don't get too upset at me. Anyway, I'm glad they're here. I'm glad Season 3 material is finally pouring in. I'm hoping the next banner, the whole next event will be Season 3 related. Most likely it won't be. Maybe it'll be Battle Royale. If so, I'm hoping Muscular gets added. And then other than that, I think we're done here. But yeah, good luck grinding on the All For One events. Maybe I'll do another live stream, a multiplayer live stream for it. I'm not sure when I can, but I'll try to make some room sooner or later. And with that done, I want to tell you guys, check out the channel. I have literally hundreds of videos for you to check out. So stick around for a little while. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you next time. Peace out.